Hello everybody, and welcome once again to the Church of the Most High. Today is Tuesday, January 27th, 2026, and we are going to begin with our typical, it's our everyday proverb of the day, and today is Proverbs 27. There's 31 days in a month, there's 31 chapters in the book of Proverbs. You break it down to a chapter a day, and by the end of the month, you're a little bit wiser as you go through your life. So, with that said, let's get right into this. In the name of Jehovah Allah, most gracious, most merciful. The book of the Proverbs of the Kings of Israel, chapter 27. Boast not thyself of tomorrow, for thou knowest not what a day may bring forth. Let another man praise thee, and not thine own mouth, a stranger, and not thine own lips. A stone is heavy, and the sand weighty, but a fool's wrath is heavier than them both. Wrath is cruel, and anger is outrageous, but who is able to stand before envy? Open rebuke is better than secret love. Faithful are the wounds of a friend, but the kisses of an enemy are deceitful. The full soul loatheth an honeycomb, but to the hungry soul every bitter thing is sweet. As a bird that wandereth from her nest, so is a man that wandereth from his place. Ointment and perfume rejoice the heart, so doth the sweetness of a man's friend by hearty counsel. Thine own friend and thy father's friend forsake not, neither go into thy brother's house in the day of thy calamity. For better is a neighbor that is near than a brother far off. My son, be wise and make my heart glad, that I may answer him that reproacheth me. A prudent man foreseeth the evil and hideth himself, but the simple pass on and are punished. Let me stop right there, because there's something I got to talk about here. The Lord demands that I speak on what's going on out in the West Coast. A lot of people nowadays watch the television show Yellowstone. It's about the national park out there out west. Protected grounds from the government, can't build there. It's a national park. I think we all know what that means. It's a confirmed scientific fact, and has been for quite some time, that underneath of Yellowstone National Park, the same park that has the geyser, Old Faithful, that goes off, there's a supervolcano. And that's not some word that I'm using because I'm a fucking 10-year-old and I like Superman and Superwoman and Super fucking Mario. It's a supervolcano. That's the scientific term for what's out there. A supervolcano is infinitely more power than what you see in Hawaii and what you see around the world that goes off now and again. Every year, for at least 20 years since I've known about it, the ground under there, the pressure from the volcano causes the ground to swell and rise up higher in altitude, higher above the sea level. Every year, 3 inches last time I checked, and it's been a while since I checked. It's not going anywhere, folks. And I'm not the only person that knows about this. Again, check me. Check it yourself. It's a confirmed scientific fact. They say that it's over 100 years overdue to blow. And the longer it takes, the worse the catastrophe. The only one that has control over this is Jehovah Allah. There is nothing we can do except run for our fucking lives and get out while you can. A few years back, you might have heard there was a mad rush of extremely rich people in the West Coast moving out, going to places like New Zealand and Norway and fucking anywhere they can get that's far away from where they're gonna fucking die in an explosion. They used to say it was because of the economic instability and whoever the fuck was running for president that year. But no, these people knew because they have the connections to understand exactly what it is out there and to get out while they still can. And I suggest you do too. When that thing blows, there goes the fucking neighborhood. Next line. 27 verse 13. Take his garment that is surety for a stranger, and take a pledge of him for a strange woman. He that blesses his friend with a loud voice, rising early in the morning, it shall be counted a curse to him. A continual dropping in a very rainy day and a contentious woman are alike. Whosoever hideth her hideth the wind, and the ointment of his right hand, which bewrayeth itself. Iron sharpeneth iron, so a man sharpeneth the countenance of his friend. Whoso keepeth the fig tree shall eat the fruit thereof, so he that waiteth on his master shall be honored. As in water face answereth to face, so the heart of man to man. Hell and destruction are never full, so the eyes of man are never satisfied. As the fining pot for silver, and the furnace for gold, so is a man to his praise. Though thou shouldest bray a fool in a mortar among wheat with a pestle, yet will not his foolishness depart from him. Be thou diligent to know the state of thy flocks, and look well to thy herds. For riches are not forever, and doth the crown endure to every generation? The hay appeareth, and the tender grass showeth itself, and the herbs of the mountains are gathered. The lambs are for thy clothing, and the goats are the price of the field. And thou shalt have goats' milk enough for thy food, for the food of thy household, and for the maintenance of thy maidens. And once again, that was the book of Proverbs, chapter 27. Our second reading is always from the book of Psalms. This cycle, as I call it, was put in play long ago. In fact, if you can look back at my social media history, if we're going to call it that, you can see these numbers continuing in chronological progression for over 2 years now. So I don't want you to think I just decided to put these readings together today because they all fit, or yesterday's readings where it was a real fucking serious subject. It was about how fucking kid fuckers deserve to die in a very public and extravagant fashion to deter anybody who thinks they're going to try that or get away with it or live off my fucking taxpayer dime for the rest of their life. I didn't just put all those things together randomly or search for days and hours to put it all together in one thing. And now this cycle's been in play for a long time, folks, and it's not stopping. So that said, it's Psalms number 140. Jehovah Allah is good. I didn't put it in play. Let me make that real clear. I didn't fucking sit there and figure this out and start it and run it. The Lord told me where to start, and I started, and I listened, and that's what it is. Allah Akbar Baruch Hashem. So, to get into this, in the name of Jehovah Allah, most gracious, most merciful, the book of Psalms, Psalm number 140, to the chief musician, a psalm of David. Deliver me, O Yahweh, from the evil man. Preserve me from the violent man, which imagine mischiefs in their heart. Continually are they gathered together for war. They have sharpened their tongues like a serpent. Otter's poison is under their lips. Poison is under their lips. Keep me, O Yahweh, from the hands of the wicked. Preserve me from the violent man, who hath purposed to overthrow my goings. The proud have hid a snare for me, and cords. They have spread a net by the wayside. They have set gins for me. Gin? For me? You shouldn't have. I said unto Yahweh, Thou art Allah, my God. Hear the voice of my supplications, O Yah. O Allah, the Lord, the strength of my salvation, Thou hast covered my head in the day of battle. Grant not, O Yahweh, the desires of the wicked. Further not his wicked device, lest they exalt themselves. They exalt themselves. As for the head of those that compass me about, let the mischief of their own lips cover them. Let burning coals fall upon them. Let them be cast into the fire, into deep pits, that they rise up not again. Let not an evil speaker be established in the earth. Evil shall hunt the violent man to overthrow him. I know that Jehovah Allah will maintain the cause of the afflicted and the right of the poor. Surely the righteous shall give thanks unto thy name. The upright shall dwell in thy presence. Now let me go back to this: evil shall hunt the violent man to overthrow him. And knowing that the Lord will maintain the cause of the afflicted and the right of the poor. You know who's afflicted? The kids getting fucked. Worrying about when the person who touched them is getting out of jail. If they're ever going to have to see that person again. If that person is going to come and find them and look for them. If they're going to bump into them at the fucking store somewhere. Don't mistake the Lord's command that the kid touchers be put to fucking death for a man here wanting to spread violence all over. Because that's not what this is about. They want to say violence begets violence. What does kid fucking beget? Tell me that. What does fucking kids get? What does that beget? A nation full of happy, selfless people who want to help each other? Not by the shit I see on the news lately. The next reading is always a reading from the Quran. It's the third reading of the day, and we are here at Surah number 64. So in the name of Jehovah Allah, most gracious, most merciful. In the Quran, Surah number 64, Al-Tagabun, mutual neglect. Everything that is in the heavens and earth glorifies Jehovah Allah. All control and all praise belong to Him. He has power over everything. It is He who created you, yet some of you disbelieve and some believe. Yahweh sees everything you do. He created the heavens and earth for a true purpose. He formed you and made your forms good. You will all return to Him. He knows what is in the heavens and earth. He knows what you conceal and what you reveal. Jehovah Allah knows fully what is in every heart. When it comes to what you conceal and what you reveal, this is for the fucking scientists and the news anchors and the politicians that know goddamn well what's going out there in Yellowstone with the volcano and don't tell nobody. You know why they don't tell anybody that thing is gonna blow? Because meanwhile, they want to gut the fucking country for every last resource in it before it's too late. They want to gut the fucking iron, the copper, the tin, anything and everything, the silicon. They're draining the fucking Great Lakes. They're draining the fucking Great Lakes to put in your fucking bottled water and sending the money over to Switzerland. If you didn't know that, all that Nestle water you get bottled up, that fucking money goes to Switzerland. And it comes right from the fucking Great Lakes. Because when that thing blows, it ain't going to be there no more like that. And they're not going to get to it. They don't want to cause the panic. That's why the rich people out there left and said it was politics, this and that or the other. Because they were basically all but threatened. And if you don't think that the kid fucker problem is directly related to when that thing is going to fucking blow, you're the one that's fucked up in the head. I promise you that. Disbelievers, have you not heard about those who disbelieved before you? They tasted the evil consequences of their conduct, and a painful torment awaits them. That is because their messengers came to them with clear signs. Yet they said, "Should we take guidance from mere mortals? They rejected the message and turned away. But God had no need for them. He is all-sufficient, worthy of all praise. The disbelievers claim they will not be raised from the dead. Say to them, yes, indeed, I swear by my Lord. You will be raised, and then you will be informed about everything you have done. An easy matter for Jehovah Allah. So, believe in God, in His messenger, and in the light we have sent down. God is fully aware of what you do. When He gathers you for the day of gathering, the day of mutual neglect, He will cancel the sins of those who believed in Him and acted righteously. He will admit them into gardens graced with flowing streams, there to remain forever, the supreme triumph. But those who disbelieved and rejected our signs will be the inhabitants of the fire, there to remain, a miserable destination. Misfortunes can only happen with Jehovah Allah's permission. He will guide the heart of anyone who believes in Him. Yahweh knows all things, so listen to God and the messenger. If you turn away, remember that our messenger's duty is only to make plain his message. Jehovah Allah, there is no God but Him. So let the faithful put their trust in Him. Believers, even among your spouses and your children, you have some enemies. Beware of them. But if you overlook their offenses, forgive them, pardon them, then Allah Yahweh is all forgiving, all merciful. Your wealth and your children are only a test for you. There is a great reward with Jehovah Allah. Be mindful of God as much as you can. Hear and obey and give. It is for your own good. Those who are saved from their own meanness will be the prosperous ones. If you make a generous loan to Allah, He will multiply it for you and forgive you. Jehovah Allah is thankful and forbearing. He knows the unseen as well as the seen. He has the power to decide. This term meanness, by the way, isn't like an angry bully, even though that's bullying people is bullshit, of course. This term meanness is about financial poverty. It's like leftover type shit. It's like the financial term. Those that are accountants and understand what that means, that kind of meanness. It means people that have like come back from a setback, you know? It's a blessing. It truly is. In the name of Jehovah Allah, most gracious, most merciful. The book of the wisdom of Yeshua. Actually, let me stop that. I'm sorry. So that is the new translation of the Quran. It's the new translation by M.A.S. Abdel Halim. It's an Oxford World Classic print. So if you want to follow the way I read it, you can. If you want to look at your own and compare and contrast, I suggest you do that, because it only gives you a deeper understanding of what's being said. Just don't throw out everything you've already learned about God. In the name of Jehovah Allah, most gracious, most merciful. The book of the wisdom of Yeshua bin Sirach, the son of Sirach, also known as Ecclesiasticus. Chapter 21. My son, hast thou sinned? Do so no more, but ask pardon for thy former sins. Flee from sin as from the face of a serpent, for if thou comest too near it, it will bite thee. The teeth thereof are as the teeth of a lion, slaying the souls of men. All iniquity is as a two-edged sword, the wounds whereof cannot be healed. To terrify and do wrong will waste riches. Thus the house of proud men shall be made desolate. A prayer out of a poor man's mouth reacheth to the ears of Allah, and His judgment cometh speedily. He that hateth to be reproved is in the way of sinners, but he that respects and fears the Lord will repent from his heart. An eloquent man is known far and near, But a man of understanding knoweth when he slippeth. He that buildeth his house with other men's money is like one that gathereth himself stones for the tomb of his burial. The congregation of the wicked is like tow wrapped together, and the end of them is a flame of fire to destroy them. The way of sinners is made plain with stones, but at the end thereof is the pit of hell. You've heard that? The road to hell is paved in good intentions. I'm going to give some people the benefit of the doubt and believe that they had good intentions when they decided to write laws that let kid fuckers live longer than it took to figure out they actually did it. We're going to say they had a good intention and we're trying to be merciful and forgiving, but guess what? That's not your fucking place there when it comes to kids getting hurt and fucked and abused. If violence begets violence, what do you think kid fucking begets? More kid fucking. Use your own fucking logic and fucking apply it. He that keepeth the law of the Lord getteth the understanding thereof, and the perfection of the fear of the Lord is wisdom. He that is not wise will not be taught, but there is a wisdom which multiplieth bitterness. The knowledge of a wise man shall abound like a flood, and his counsel is like a pure fountain of life. The inner parts of a fool are like a broken vessel, and he will hold no knowledge as long as he liveth. If a skillful man hear a wise word, he will commend it and add unto it. But as soon as one of no understanding heareth it, it displeaseth him, and he casteth it behind his back. The talking of a fool is like a burden in the way, but grace shall be found in the lips of the wise. They inquire at the mouth of the wise man in the congregation, and they shall ponder his words in their heart. As a house that is destroyed, so is wisdom to a fool, and the knowledge of the unwise is as talk without sense. Doctrine unto fools is as fetters on the feet, and like manacles on the right hand. That's handcuffs. Just in case you was wondering. A fool lifteth up his voice with laughter, but a wise man doth scarce smile a little. Learning unto the wise man is as an ornament of gold, and like a bracelet upon his right arm. A foolish man's foot is soon in his neighbor's house, but a man of experience is ashamed of him. A fool will peep in at the door into the house, but he that is well nurtured will stand without. It is the rudeness of a man to hearken at the door, but a wise man will be grieved with the disgrace. The lips of shit talkers will be telling such things as pertain not unto them, but the words of such as have understanding are weighed in the balance. I added the shit there, in case you were wondering. The heart of fools is in their mouth, but the mouth of the wise is in their heart. When the ungodly curse Satan, they curse their own soul. A whisperer defileth his own soul, and is hated wheresoever he dwelleth. This whisperer is just another name for shit talker, in case you were wondering. You got a lot of terms. So that was the book of Ecclesiasticus. Again, we're reading from the Authorized King James Version of the Bible, and most folks, if you're looking at a King James Version of the Bible, you're probably at Ecclesiastes and not Ecclesiasticus, which is a little bit different of a spelling, obviously, but the mistake is understandable. Most of the King James Version took out this book for Protestant reasons. The Protestants removed it way back when, sometime about the time they came to America, and it's hard to find ever since. They call it an apocryphal book. It's not really banned from the Bible because the Anglicans and the Episcopalians still use it every day, and the Catholics also use this book as well, but they just label it Bin Sirach, and it's obviously not the same translation. It's highly recommended that you get one, though. The final reading is a reading out of the Gospel according to St. Matthew the Apostle. And we left off with chapter 16, so we're going to get right into chapter 16. In the name of Jehovah Allah, most gracious, most merciful. The book of the Gospel according to St. Matthew the Apostle. Chapter 16. The Pharisees also with the Sadducees came, and tempting desired him that he would show them a sign from heaven. He answered and said unto them, When it is evening, ye say, It will be fair weather, for the sky is red. And in the morning, it will be foul weather today, for the sky is red and lowering. O ye hypocrites, you can discern the face of the sky, but you cannot discern the signs of the times. A wicked and adulterous people seek after a sign, and there shall no sign be given unto it but the sign of the prophet Jonas. And he left them and departed. And when his disciples were coming to the other side, they had forgotten to take bread. So what about when the sky turns fucking orange? You want a sign from heaven, asshole? Well, you got it. Then Jesus said unto them, Take heed and beware of the leaven of the Pharisees and the Sadducees. And they reasoned among themselves, saying, It is because we have taken no bread. Which when Jesus perceived, he said unto them, O ye of little faith, why reason ye among yourselves, because ye have brought no bread? Do you not yet understand, neither remember the 5 loaves of the 5,000, and how many baskets ye took up? Neither the 7 loaves of the 4,000, and how many baskets ye took up? How is it that ye do not understand that I spake it not to you concerning bread, that ye should beware of the leaven of the Pharisees and the Sadducees? Then understood they how that he bade them not beware the leaven of bread, but of the doctrine of the Pharisees and of the Sadducees. In today's society, I'm going to pause there, we call that pork in the legislation. You go to Congress and they want to write a law about, I don't know, kid fuckers maybe. But instead of just writing a law about kid fuckers, they got to throw in there, but you got to have a fucking, some kind of insurance shit or some kind of salary raise. It's usually a fucking salary raise is what it comes down to. It's usually somebody slinging the fucking money around somewhere. But it's basically written in there to cover their own ass. Or to fucking profit. When Jesus came into the coast of Caesarea Philippi, and let me go back to it, and it's also the reason they removed books from the Bible. Make no mistake about it. Especially officially canonized one. We're not going back to the Council of Trent when they ratified, we'll call it, the fucking Bible as we know it, and put the fucking books in there. Those people actually did the fucking work. They put the fucking work in and made sure that what went in this was actually fucking legit. I on everything. Do the research. They had the fucking best and brightest of every denomination in the area. It wasn't one denomination like you fucking see on your goddamn YouTube conspiracy theory videos. They had priests and pastors and prophets and seers and wise men of the Christian and Hebrew faith from every fucking believing denomination in the area when Constantine convened this council. And they argued and debated, and what you got in there is the best of the best, the most fucking believable, the most fucking to-date written around the time, everything as it should be. People want to talk about books from the Bible that were banned, and they don't read the fucking Bible they got in their hand. Start there. But when you take something out that was already put in there and approved and decided upon, it's the same thing as putting the leaven in. You're taking the fucking, it's taking the egg out. When Jesus came into the coast of Caesarea Philippi, he asked his disciples, saying, "Whom do men say that I, the Son of Man, am?" And they said, "Some say thou art John the Baptist, some Elias, and others Jeremiah, or one of the prophets." He saith unto them, "But whom say ye that I am?" And Simon Peter answered and said, "Thou art the Christ, the Son of the living God." And Jesus answered and said unto him, "Blessed art thou, Simon, son of Jonas, for flesh and blood hath not revealed it unto thee, but my Father which is in heaven. And I say also unto thee that thou art Peter, and upon this rock I will build my church, and the gates of hell shall not prevail against it. And I will give unto thee the keys of the kingdom of heaven, and whatsoever thou shalt bind on earth shall be bound in heaven, and whatsoever thou shalt loose on earth shall be loosed in heaven." Then charged he his disciples that they should tell no man that he was Jesus the Christ. From that time forth began Jesus to show unto his disciples how that he must go unto Jerusalem, and suffer many things of the elders and chief priests and scribes, and be killed, and be raised again the third day. Then Peter took him, and began to rebuke him, saying, "Be it far from thee, Lord, this shall not be unto thee." But he turned and said unto Peter, "Get behind me, Satan. Thou art an offense unto me. For thou savorest not the things that be of Allah, but those that be of men." Then said Jesus unto his disciples, "If any man will come after me, let him deny himself, and take up his cross and follow me. For whosoever will save his life shall lose it, and whosoever will lose his life for my sake shall find it. For what is a man profited if he shall gain the whole world and lose his own soul? Or what shall a man give in exchange for his soul? For the Son of Man shall come in the glory of his Father with his angels, and then he shall reward every man according to his works. Verily I say unto you, there be some standing here which shall not taste of death, till they see the Son of Man coming in his kingdom." And that concludes our daily dose scripture reading. That was the book of the Gospel according to St. Matthew the Apostle. I want you to know the Protestants are good people. I don't want you to think that I'm shit-trashing Protestants here. But again, the road to hell is paved in good intentions. When you take something out for whatever you think it is, for whatever reason, you know that people, when they put this together, people that were a lot smarter than you, a lot wiser than you, and were closer to the actual life of Jesus and the miracles that took place in history, closer in time, when people's faith was really raw because they seen shit. When they put this all together like that, it was the legit real deal. 1611 King James Authorized Version is the English translation of that. With the Apocrypha in. So that said, yeah, there's a lot of shit going on. Pay attention to the signs of the times, because my message is my duty here, my command is to give the warning plainly. That volcano is going to blow, and it is going to be hell on earth. And it's going to happen unless they begin to do something about the child problem. Make no mistake. That's the only reason God is going to stop it from exploding. There's nothing you can do. You're not going to drill a fucking hole and relieve the pressure. You're not going to fucking blast it with fucking PSI electromagnet to try to force the pressure down. You're not going to fucking release a fucking valve. You're not going to dig a fucking hole before it explodes. Nothing you do is going to prevent that thing from exploding. Except taking care of the fucking problem at hand. You've been warned. Plainly. Let me give you all the blessings so we can get back to our day. Jehovah Allah bless thee and keep thee. Allah Yahweh cause his face to shine upon thee and be gracious toward thee. Hashem lift up the countenance upon thee and give you peace. Love y'all. Stay lit. Shalom. Assalamu alaikum.